Yeah, what up, everybody? This is episode, I think, 96, and this is Alexandra J36 on Instagram, or you can just call her Alex or AJ. We did this a while ago. We did this a long time ago, and it's just been sitting as just kind of as a backup for a podcast if I missed a show or guest canceled or whatever. Truth be told, she told me that she wanted to do the podcast again and redo it because she didn't think this one was that good. But I think she just was misremembering because I think it was really good. And I had a really good time talking to her. I wanted to have her on because she motivates me on Instagram. She's one of the few Instagram profiles who I actively interact with and follow. She's really great at just motivating people to work out. And I think right now during the quarantine, the stay-at-home order, whatever you want to call this stuff, now more than ever is when you need to get out there and working out. If you have nothing but time on your hands and you just find yourself, I found myself just sitting in my lazy boy playing video games, eating garbage because the gym closed, and that's my excuse. Well, I can't go anywhere. I can't work out. I was like, you know what? I got to get back into running at least. And just watching some of her posts, I was like, yeah, I see her doing it. I need to just get off my lazy ass and start running. And I encourage you guys, everyone out there that's listening, if you find yourself in a rut during this, get outside. Get outside. Get walking. Get run. I prefer running. I prefer that you run. Don't walk. Walking doesn't do anything. There's this misconception, I think, that people think if you're out there walking, it's doing something for you. It ain't doing shit for you. It's not. You got to get your heart rate up. Anybody can walk for 4 or 5 miles. That does nothing. I'm really against walking. I'm pro running. It doesn't have to be like a full-on sprint. Just like a nice jog. Just get your heart getting up there, getting moving. It's better on your whole body that way. You're wasting your time if you walk. But I digress. Alexandra is just a really cool person that I was excited to have on the podcast. And whether she likes it or not, I'm dropping this episode, but she's not going to be mad. She once told me that she was my biggest fan, and I am her biggest fan. And what more can I say? Go follow her, Alexandra J36 on Instagram, and see what I'm talking about. Also, she's really easy on the eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Who doesn't like looking at a pretty lady that's motivating you to do stuff, right? I think that's why you guys follow me too. Just this handsome bastard on Instagram motivating you guys to be your best. All right, I can lie to myself. Here it is, guys. Enjoy the episode and enjoy the stay-at-home orders. Alex, let's start this thing off in 3, 2, 1. Boom, shalak, boom, you're here.
It's happening.
You're here.
It's happening. Wow.
How excited.
Much.
How
so
excited
much.
have you been to be on this podcast?
Honestly, well, you've known how excited.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I've only told you probably a million times, but it feels really accomplishing, let me tell you.
Really?
My whole week I've been looking forward to this.
That's awesome.
It's so different when a microphone's in front of you. I talk a lot naturally as it is, but then you put a mic in front of me and I'm like, what do I say?
The mic's all yours.
I don't
say whatever you want.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? What did we just witness?
Oh.
You're excited.
Okay.
You're on top of the world right now.
You're right.
Tell the world what's up.
Looking down right now because I'm on top of the world. Chiefs,
sitting on top of the world.
We're here and looking down. All I see is a sea of red because the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl 2020. Year of Patrick Mahomes. I knew this was going to happen. Happened with the Royals. We didn't win that first year, but the second year we came around and got it.
Experience.
That World Series is was meant to happen for the Royals, and the Super Bowl is meant to happen for the Chiefs. And
Calling
I can't
the
wait.
shot now, huh?
I'm calling it now.
Boom, Chiefs over whoever. Doesn't even matter.
I really want the Chiefs to play the Packers. That's who I'm calling. I want that, but we'll take anyone. I say we as if I'm a part of the team. I feel like I am, but I'm not.
The city feels part of the team because ultimately they kind of do. This is the toughest stadium to play in.
It is.
Because of the city, because of the fans. So you can say
they
we.
Make it
I'll
so
give that
loud.
to you.
Yeah. Although I've only been to one game this season. But
Wow.
I tell you what, I lost my voice at that game because I was screaming so loud and so proud. And we ended up winning. It was fun. It was a good time. Any Chiefs experience is a great time. For people that aren't from Kansas City, I highly recommend just come to a Chiefs game. Tailgating it. You don't even have to go in. Just that experience alone.
Do you do the tailgate? I don't say I've never been to a Chiefs game, but it's been it's been, I don't know, 12, 13, 14 years since I've been to a Chiefs game.
So that's what you've been missing in your life. That question that you have where you're like, damn, I feel like I'm missing something. It's going to a Chiefs game.
Like a legit.
1,000%. That's what it is. Everyone.
I don't know how to go. I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard if you don't have a car where you can, tailgate out of.
Because it's like $75 just to get in.
It's so much more expensive now. Yeah, you
and
have
then
to
I
have
don't know
a
where
plan.
I'm going to go. Yeah, I don't know. I
You
can't
have
go
to
in there
have
with
a
my
plan.
Weber grill and grill hot dogs by myself.
You can. Just bring someone with you, and that's a party in itself. I'm not kidding when I say you pull up, and everyone who you're parked next to, those are your tailgating like your pals. Like
random or
random, all random. You don't
Okay.
pick where you get a park. They tell you where.
I didn't know if people had certain spots where they go every time.
Not unless you got the big bucks.
Okay.
And then you have your reserved parking. But yeah, you just pull up next to someone and they become your best friends and you party together.
Really?
Oh my gosh, yes. That's happened at every game I've gone to, not even kidding.
Huh.
Yes. There's so much camaraderie, as you said earlier. You felt like the Chiefs fans might not have that, but there is that at tailgating.
Really?
Everyone is there for a good time. No matter what time that is, it's a good time.
Huh.
And you see some pretty interesting stuff and you meet some fun people and you eat great food, and it doesn't matter if it's cold, if it's hot, none of that matters. Like, you're there and the feeling is electrifying.
Like I said, I went to a couple that was a long time ago.
Do you not remember the feeling? I mean, clearly not. I can hear it in your voice.
I remember it wasn't a memorable it wasn't like, I've been to I was born and raised in Michigan. In Michigan football, I bleed blue.
Okay. I believe that.
I've been to those games on campus for some big rival games, and that's when you go on campus and it's the big, I mean, they're all tailgating out there super early in the morning.
Oh, yes.
They're doing Bloody Marys, they're doing omelets, eggs, frying turkeys, and it doesn't matter if you know this. You can just walk the whole campus, hit any tent, any spot you want, and they're all going to serve you like your family. Like, oh, come on in, check out some of this fried turkey. Yes. Oh, check out these omelets. What kind of omelet can I make for you right now?
Exactly.
Want a Bloody Mary? Want a beer? And it's awesome. It's on campus.
Yes.
It's college. It's great. And then when I went to the Chiefs game, I didn't really.
No, don't tell me it fell up short, because how you're talking is exactly how I'm trying to describe it.
Then I did it wrong. Okay, so I went with one group. I went to two memorable ones. I'll call them. I went to two real games, Chiefs games.
They're all real games. Let's just get that out there.
One was they had some kind of VIP tent, and the cheerleaders walked through there. And you could go to like their buffet. It was fine, but it felt too stuffy and inclusive.
It was very
like
pinkies up. Everyone in there is exactly who you would imagine would be in a tent like that.
I didn't
for
like,
sure.
I
But
didn't
also,
like
outsider looking in, was it not cool to just be in there for a second and just be like, I get all this food. I get to chill.
I was in there for the whole pregame, like before we went in there. And I didn't enjoy it as much as I think I would.
People are sitting at tables. You're not going to go up to a random table and be like, hi, it's me. Like, I'm going to come sit and talk to you about mindless bullshit. But
it was an enclosed tent type thing.
Yeah, exactly. There's food. There's like, I remember classical music playing. Now I was probably 11 or 12 when I went to go in the tent, but I know the exact one you're talking about because I'm at Casey Wolf, and there's a god-awful picture of me with the two Chiefs cheerleaders that look like models, and I'm 12 years old with braces and still don't know how to part my hair the right way.
I hope you don't look like a model at 12. That's not what you're going for.
Okay,
You're
well,
supposed to look like that.
You know, the awkward, ugly duckling phase that most girls don't go through these days because, you know, that's just how it is. I don't really get it, but that's...
What do you mean? There's not ugly ducklings anymore?
There's no... Okay, it's ugly duckling phases. So
Okay.
any good-looking person that's born from the 90s on. So, like, my generation, your generation. I was born 95. So I consider, like, 90s from above. We all went through an ugly duckling phase.
Okay.
I don't care who you are or what you look like now.
What made it an ugly duckling? Glasses, bangs, hairstyle,
Everything,
clothing?
Everything. So at the time that I went through mine, I didn't know how to part my hair, so I was trying different things. I fried it to the point where my ends were just like awful. They were terribly burned. Braces that were I got them gold because at the time the song Grills by Nelly was #1 on the charts, and I wanted some grills in the form of braces. So I got them gold.
Repeat that. You got gold braces because of Nelly.
Because of Nelly.
Wow.
I did. That's
Born and raised here?
Born and raised here.
Where's here in Kansas City? What part?
Northland.
Yeah,
Northland.
KC?
I'm a Northlander,
Northlander?
born and raised, but my
Okay.
mom's from Illinois.
Okay.
So she's the only one in her family that left. So I got ties to Nelly from my mother, for sure. But anyways, my ugly duckling phase. That was it. And this picture totally captured it. But
That's so funny.
every person born from the 90s and before went through an ugly duckling phase. And then something happened. Something genetically modified all these new kids, and they're all like, they come out looking like models.
You believe that? You believe that there's not any ugly duckling phases for generations right now? This generation?
No, not like it was.
What
for
are they
us.
doing different? YouTubing how to get style?
Like social media, honestly, I think plays a big part of it. I mean, these little kids are growing up seeing these people that are picture perfect. So
maybe
they're
we're just not seeing the ugly ducklings because they're not putting themselves out there because they know they're the ugly ducklings.
That's true. That could be it too. I'm just saying it's not as prevalent as it used to be. Like, it was a known thing back in the day. Like, all of your older pictures of you, like, they're pretty bad. But nowadays, that's not the case. That's a thing.
I don't know. I know there's a lot of pressure on young girls right now. And I know the social media impact is having a horrible effect on them.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it starts in schools. You're given all this technology.
When did you have Facebook? When was Facebook introduced to you?
Oh, that's a great question. Definitely like 5th grade. So 10.
Holy
I was
shit.
10 years old.
You were on Facebook at 10?
Oh, yes. 10,000%. 10,000% I was 10. Yeah. 10 years old, 5th grade.
Okay.
And by the time that I got my Facebook, everyone else had already had theirs. Like,
wow.
I was one of the last.
Were all your friends still 10-year-olds?
Oh, yeah. So I was born in April. So my birthday fell at the end of the year. So I was younger than everyone else in my grade.
Did you have it on a phone or on a desktop?
Desktop computer. I had to wait for it to load every time I turned it on. I remember it was in my parents' basement. And every day after school, I would run down there, shut the door, play my music real loud on YouTube, and just play around on Facebook.
What would you do?
Mostly look at other people. I would just get in like these deep holes of like who's friends with who, and MySpace was actually the first thing that I had before I had a Facebook. And
you're old school MySpace.
Old school MySpace.
Hey, I'm MySpace
too. Hell yes, that's total. Can I cuss? Kind of.
Say whatever the fuck you want.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I didn't know if that was a thing, and I've realized
what's
I've
funny?
been cussing this whole time.
You're not familiar with my podcast, apparently.
I am, but I just feel I've seen your podcast before, obviously, but I always like to ask.
You know what's funny? I just thought about this before you got here. My last podcast, I believe, is the first podcast I've done. I do not think there's a single cuss word in that episode.
Really?
Uh-huh.
That one kind of stands out then.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Well, some people, I don't know. I don't know if it's easier for you to have people that cuss like organically, or if it makes it easier.
However
to
people
not.
talk, I
Yeah.
cuss like a sailor.
Yeah.
But I know when, like, I didn't think this woman that I was talking with would appreciate me dropping
F-bombs.
any kind of bomb.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's true.
It depends on the conversation. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't purposefully, oh yeah, fuck, yeah, shit, yeah. Like, I'm not purposely trying to do it. But like, you bounce, your personalities bounce off each other, and
For sure.
and the conversation plays how it plays out. And sometimes it's going to come out organically. Sometimes it's like, you know
gotta
what?
nudge at
I
it a
feel like
little.
I should be a little more conservative with this guest. It's I don't know, maybe a skill that I've kind of developed, or I'm trying to develop as a host.
You're doing a great job. I will say.
Yeah.
I was very nervous going into this. Like I said, that excitement you were talking about, it's also me being nervous as well.
What did I tell you?
So it's everything.
What was the first thing I told you? I said, don't be nervous. We're just hanging out.
That is true.
We're just going to hang out. And
You had me really thinking. I was like, what is the very first thing you've ever said to me in my entire life? Like,
oh, who knows?
yeah.
Probably good job.
Yeah.
Probably something
supportive.
positive. Yeah.
Something super supportive, I'm sure.
Yeah. We've talked for a minute. Let's introduce you. We've had a few drinks enjoying the Chiefs game.
You can't put those two things together and not have them be an and, not an or sentence.
Okay.
The Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl.
Chiefs are going to the
Chiefs,
Super Bowl.
2020 Super Bowl.
So, who you are and how I got you on the podcast, blah, blah, blah.
So I'm Alexandra Johnson, formerly AJ. Everyone knows me as that. It's easier that way. Alexandra is like the most mispronounced name on planet Earth, I swear. I've gotten the most crazy combinations. So
Of Alexandra,
yes.
I love it.
Thank you. Most people do when I say
that's what I wanted to call you. I was like, I hope I get to call her Alexandra.
Yeah, everyone loves that. They
Yeah.
do. It's pretty special.
Right.
I enjoy that name. But most people cannot pronounce it, to the point where I've gotten so annoyed. So it's AJ.
What do they say?
I've gotten Alexandria. That's obviously most common. Everyone likes to put an I in between there. I've gotten Allie, Alexa. I've gotten Ashley before, which I thought was pretty, interesting. But either way you put it, 9 times out of 10, people don't say it right. So I noticed when you did say it right, I was like, oh, wow, special. It is. It's a special talent. But anyways, back to me. I love talking about me.
That's why you're here.
24, born and raised in Kansas City. I'm a nanny during the day, and then I have a nighttime warehouse job. And then
You're a hustler.
I'm a hustler. I got side hustles in every direction.
Hustle hard.
Yes.
You are motivating.
Thank you.
You're a badass.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're one of the few Instagram profiles that I regularly follow.
Thank you.
And keep up with.
I'm pretty consistent in the fact that I make time for myself, and I make sure that my mental and physical health is number one.
I don't follow. I'm not a creeper dude. When I
all.
only follow 420 people.
You do. You're very selective. I am too, though. I am too.
Yes.
We both have low numbers.
And so I don't follow chicks that are just hot.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to follow this hot chick. They're a dime a dozen. I don't care. It's all whatever. So I don't follow you because you're hot.
Well, thank you.
You are hot.
Thank you. Well, thank you.
So that's the bonus of following your
Instagram.
Instagram. But it's so positive and motivating because you're always on there working hard and hustling. And my favorite thing, you already know what my favorite thing is. Your 9-round bell ring. Ding, ding, ding. Because when you ring it 3 times, it means you had a hard-ass workout.
Hard. I've never not had a hard-ass workout there. Let's be completely honest.
And I appreciate people that are out there putting their work out there like, hey, I'm living the life. I'm hustling hard, and I'm finding time to work out.
Yeah.
And here's me doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it motivates other people. And not only are you doing it, but you're doing it wearing alcoholic shirts with absolute.
Hell yes, I am. I work in a warehouse at night. That's literally all I do is pick alcohol bottles.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if anybody notices that. But I
some
catch
people
it.
do. Some people do, and
It's
they're
always
just
an
like,
alcohol
I
bottle
love
of
that.
some
Yeah.
kind.
Well, that's what we wear in the warehouse. We get all this merchandise from all the alcohol companies that we have there. So why not? Why not sweating it? I sweat in it at work. Might as well when I'm working out.
Right.
Yeah. But February marks my 1 year of taking responsibility, as I like to say, for my health and fitness. And it's been like the best year I've ever given to myself. So I'm really proud.
1 year is coming right up.
Yes.
What does that mean you gave that to yourself? Why? What happened 1 year ago that you decided to do this for yourself?
It's not really like one thing. It was a lot of things. I felt like life kind of crumbled beneath my feet before I even had a chance to put one piece back together. So finding an outlet was super important to me.
Can I ask what happened, or is it you don't want to get into it?
No, it's completely fine.
I mean, you can do just a cliff notes if you want.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm very open about my story and my journey because that's how I got to where I am today.
Okay.
But I went through a breakup. It was a really bad breakup. We were living together, so I went from living on my own and being super self-sufficient to moving back in with my mom and just like kind of biting that bullet, being alone, on top of I out of nowhere just up and blue quit my job. I was working at a desk job for KU Med, like super stable, super sufficient. And one day I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, this is just not giving me what I need. There was
with
just
no plan on doing something else?
No plan, nothing. Like, looking back, I'm like, oh my goodness, that's the best thing I could have done. But holy shit, what a mad woman I was. So I have all this going on, all of this. Mm-hmm. And then out of nowhere, I was like, this is the lowest you're ever going to let yourself get. You are in full responsibility of what happens from here on out. So like, what are you going to do? And so everything that I do going forward is just a point to prove to myself. And when you look at it that way, you realize you have
prove to yourself what?
That I can do it, that I can,
whatever it is,
whenever I look at a situation,
to be by yourself,
to be by myself,
find a different job,
yes. And now I'm in a position where I've never been so mentally happy about where I'm at, doing a job and the things that I'm doing in my outside life and the relationships that I have. Like, I just have so much more clarity because I sit back and I ask myself the question, like, would I be proud of myself and the things that I'm doing? And if I'm not, then why am I doing them?
That just came up after your breakup. You just start like, at what point? Was there a point where you were feeling kind of low for a while?
Absolutely. That whole time I was
How long were you feeling low for?
So low. It was honestly like 6 months. 6 months
just in like a depression low. Like,
I was the biggest I ever was weight-wise. I was just...
Were you fat?
Yeah.
What are we talking fat? Like fat? Like...
No, not what most people would call fat. And I hate even talking about that because everyone's perception of themselves is so different. So you can't, like,
sure,
everyone thinks way harder on themselves than they actually are. But for me and myself, I was the biggest I ever was.
How many more pounds than what you got now?
Like 40.
Oh, that's pretty big.
That's big.
40 pounds on anything. That's a lot of weight.
Yeah, exactly. I was just literally sitting around sulking in my sadness with no plan and no future.
What were you eating? What, do you have any
anything salty?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love salty things. Okay. I don't know why. I just like sweet and salty combinations. Done deal.
Okay.
Like, I didn't ever look at portion sizes or calories, or I was never mindful. Like, if I ate something, I ate all of something.
When you were with your man, were you in shape? Was that like a priority?
No. And that's when I also realized that I never put myself as a priority. So in losing him, that person that was supposed to be my staple and my future and all this stuff I had riding on this one person.
You guys engaged or anything?
No.
Okay.
No, we were not. But
just wondering.
Together for 6 years.
So might as well. That's common law, damn near, right?
Right? Yeah. I mean, very close to it for sure. Definitely tip of the iceberg.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
especially at that age.
It's a very long time. Exactly.
Yeah.
So to lose that person that I had so much put into, and then I sit back and I realize, why would I not put that onto myself? Like, why did I give him all the responsibility to be my future and to uphold this standard of like, we need to be together and we're going to get a house and we're going to travel, like we to everything.
No,
Why not me? Why not me? By myself, happy, doing
so you guys
what
broke
I want to
up?
do. Yes.
Why?
Okay, as much as I like to preach, I cheated.
Ah,
I was super
okay.
unfaithful.
Okay.
Super unfaithful. Shame on me. Learn my lesson.
And he didn't want to work through it, or you didn't want to work through it, or?
We did work through it. We
Okay.
tried, and then he cheated.
Okay.
So it was like a give and take kind of thing.
Sure.
You know, it came full circle for me.
He didn't fully forgive you.
He never did. Yeah.
That's why he did it.
And
Okay.
what I like to say is there's only so much good that can outweigh the bad before eventually you're like, I can't keep giving.
So
for
it
this.
just wasn't meant to be. You guys were young, whatever.
We're cool now.
I was going to ask
Totally
you guys are
cool.
cool?
Yeah,
What's he up to
totally
these days?
fine. He's actually moving next week.
Where to?
Getting out of Kansas City, Las Vegas.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Is he fat?
No. He played, so we met in high school. He played football.
Okay.
And then we just kind of stayed together and
Has he moved on? Does he have a gal?
I think I don't really
You don't know?
No.
Okay.
Not like that. He's not as upbeat with social media as I am. I post everything I do. Like
Does he follow you?
Yeah.
You guys cool?
Oh
You
yeah.
guys are
We've
cool,
never
huh? All right.
never done like the petty. I'm gonna unfollow you. Dun dun dun.
Shit, I've done that.
I know, but that's like a line that we've never crossed with each other. There's a lot of respect there.
I got
A lot of
stories for
respect.
you.
Oh, I bet you do, Mister. I have some people blocked on my account. Blocking is so like final to me. Like
It is.
no,
I have 2 people blocked, I think.
that's crazy to me. That honestly is.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. No. That's such a big thing to me. Like blocking someone, that's literally saying you're not allowed. Not you can't. Like I'm not allowing you.
What if it's, how about this for what if it's preventing myself from going to their page?
Then, oh my gosh, you need to work on self-restraint.
That is my self-restraint.
Yeah,
That's
but
me
that's
working
a
on it. That's what I
lot.
have. That's what I know I have to do.
Yeah, but I'm just like a strong believer. You should work on yourself outside of that so that you know that you could fall back on that, but you don't need to.
Why tempt myself?
Because you can learn from yourself.
I don't need temptation like that.
Okay. Well, you know yourself the best. So
I don't. That's why you're here.
Oh
I'm
my
paying
gosh,
you $20
there's so much
an hour.
gray area right now. So much gray area that you're putting out. I'm hearing so many contradicting things.
Oh shit.
But let me just start with the fact that I don't think blocking someone is the best way to get them out of your life. Like, you're still going to think about them. Things are still going to come up, whatever. So
it's
I
not
think
even a female.
okay.
It's just a dude that I'm like, you're annoying. I don't need you.
Negativity.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't block people out of your real life. So why should you get to on social media?
No, because I have blocked them out of my real life as well.
Yeah, but you could still run into them like organically. Remember that word?
Yeah, I could, but that's very unlikely.
Yeah. So
And if
is
that
running
happens-
across their page. I guess
No,
unless
it's
you
not.
have like a close personal.
Not if they're always watching what you're doing.
See, this is why social media is it's tough. It's a hard road to navigate. It's everyone can know everything about
And we're
you.
adults.
Yeah, that's a thing. Think of kids. This
I
goes back
think
to what I was saying
kids.
earlier.
I think about it all the time. I don't know what kind of world that they're. I'm talking. We've all had a different age of this technology that we were impressionable at growing up. You had.
For sure. Yeah.
You had MySpace.
I remember a life before technology. I was lucky enough to have one, and I'm so grateful for it. So grateful.
But you started at a young age on MySpace and Facebook.
Absolutely, I did.
That's 10's so young.
So young.
So young.
Think of your daughter. Like 10 years old having one. Like being able just to have the no boundaries of a MySpace page. I remember going on and picking my music out and changing it from YouTube to MP3 and putting it like on my page, so when you went to it, it'd play Avril Lavigne.
But
She
there's
was my
good things that
favorite.
come with that. You learn to do stuff like that. You learn about
Yeah, you
technology.
do.
You learn how to
But you know what
integrate
I
with-
paid attention to the most?
I have no idea.
The friends list. Who was whose number one friend? And I wanted the T. Why were they your number one? What interactions were you having?
You've said this a couple times, and this is one of the words I'm not quite hip to, but I understand what it means. You've used it a couple times, but
What
T,
is it?
the
Tea.
T, you read the tea leaves or what?
I read the tea. So it's just the gossip. It's just the investigative knowledge that's
Where's that come
put
from?
out there.
The tea leaves?
It comes from putting the work in. You either find it out from somebody, like if somebody spills the tea, that's somebody telling you
The truth?
what they found out. Whether it's the truth or not, obviously
Okay.
that's up to you to believe.
The tea.
The tea is gossip. It's
Okay.
a new age way of saying gossip.
All
So
right.
the tea. We're all
Schooling
sipping
me.
tea.
Here we go. I'm learning something. I
Yes,
love it.
we all learn something new from everyone. You can learn anything. But yeah, I always looked at people's MySpace lists. Like, who were their best friends? Why were they their best friends? Why wasn't I their best friend? Like, it got very weird very
the top
quickly.
5, top 6, top 8.
I couldn't even tell you the
What was it?
number.
I think it was MySpace's top. What was the top? Is it top 5?
I want to say it's 5.
Yeah.
5 feels really comfortable for
Yeah,
me.
me too.
But that resonates.
You know what I did? Because I saw people be like, why aren't I your number 1 or 2? Or why aren't you top 5?
That's what I would do. I would be that person.
You know what I did? I
What?
did all music groups in my top 5. Rage Against the Machine,
Okay.
Sublime.
So that nobody could
Too
get
Short.
mad.
Yeah, it was all music acts were my
Yeah.
top 5. That way you guys can't say
See,
shit.
that's smart. I would never thought of that.
Yeah.
We kept it super social. Like, that's how you became best friends with people, and that's how you lost friends.
You see, I saw
MySpace
the
friends
traps.
list.
I saw the trap of
Yes,
that. I was like,
yes.
I'm not gonna involve myself in any kind of unneeded drama. I
Smart.
love all of you the same. We're not children. We don't have real ranks in real life. I love you all. You're all my friends.
MySpace started that idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just now realizing that. Like, that's a thought that I'm saying out loud that I've never really pieced together. Damn you, MySpace. Look at us now.
Yep. Look at us now.
They're not making any money probably off of.
MySpace is still a thing in other countries.
It is. People use MySpace still.
And it's still kind of a ghost town in America, but I think different music artists kind of try to use it as much as they can. But I think
That
across
blows
the
my
world,
mind.
I think it's still a thing across the world.
Weird. People are behind.
Well, I mean,
Ancient technology.
we're America. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, we're number one.
We're us.
We're technology.
We are something.
We are something.
We are something.
I'm not political.
Neither am I.
I don't.
Although I do go and vote at every local election because
I'm down
I feel
with
like
that.
that's important.
That's the important stuff
Yeah.
for sure. But when it comes to like big I don't
Ugh.
follow
Don't
a
even
whole
get
lot
me
of shit.
started. I do. I watch the news. Like I do.
I don't.
I'm current on current events. I just am so over it. I'm over everything.
Yeah.
I want to start over. If we're being completely honest, throw out everything and let's start anew.
I've said this a few times on my
Anarchy.
Tinder app that I'm thinking, you know what the world needs is an
Let's hear it.
asteroidal impact.
Yeah.
We need a big reset.
A big reset.
We need a reset. It's happened
Exactly.
before. It
Save
wouldn't
the
be the first
dogs.
time.
The dogs don't need to be involved. But
There's plenty of
humans,
dogs.
we need a reset.
We need
We need to
wolves.
refigure this thing out that we got
We've
going.
gone too far. We've gotten ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, there's something off.
Elon Musk is sending Teslas into outer space. They're
All right.
talking about 3D printing buildings
If
on
I'm
Mars.
gonna have any person on my team, it's Elon Musk.
Oh yeah.
Like 10,000%, dude knows what he's doing. I don't know what he knows, but he knows what he's doing.
He said he's an alien.
Honestly, wouldn't put it past me. One of my very best friends owns a Tesla, and he's like the only one out of our friend group because we're all pretty young. He's actually younger than me even. He has a Tesla, and I don't know which car company. I want to say Ferrari, but it could be a different car brand. But they came out with the fastest car.
Porsche.
It was Porsche. There you go. Thank you. I'm not a car person, obviously.
Me neither.
So they came out and said they had the fastest car. 3 days later, Elon Musk comes out with an update for
watch
all
this.
Teslas and makes them faster than the Porsche just because he can.
Mm-hmm.
He heard that and he was like, look at all this energy I have. I'm just going to give you some just to prove a point.
Mm-hmm.
Think of what this dude is sitting on. Come on.
I love his ideas. I love my favorite idea of his is the tunnels.
Yeah. Yes.
Like from here, they're talking about doing it from here to St.
Yes.
Louis.
I laugh at that, but that's genius.
I want from here to St. Louis. How lucky would we be to get that? I'd be in St. Louis all the time. I'd be doing podcasts there.
Yeah.
I like St. Louis a lot. I'd be going to hockey. I'm a hockey fan. I'd be going to Blues games.
Blues is, St. Louis is your jam for sure.
For sure. I mean, I'm a Red Wings fan, but I'd like to go to some Blues games.
Yeah.
I like St. Louis.
St. Louis is fun. Every
You're
time
not supposed
I've gone,
to say
I've had
that.
fun.
I got kids. I'd love to take them to City Museum.
Nellie's from St. Louis.
Yeah, it is.
Back
Uptown, baby.
Back to my love for him with my grills.
Dum, 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 dum. Light it up and take a puff. Pass it to me now. We're going down, baby. Yeah.
Hey. Yes.
Hell yeah.
I just think of the part where
This is fun.
it stops in a song and she's like, I think my butt getting big. Oh. Hot in here. Well, I'm going to show that to my kids.
Are you?
Probably. I don't know. Kids is way down the road. That's a scary thought. I have a great dog. She's amazing.
What kind of dog?
She's an English cream golden retriever. And anybody who has a golden retriever.
Yeah, you have you have an Instagram account for that dog.
I do. Isabella the Golden.
Yes.
Go follow her. She's amazing. But anyways, anybody that has a golden retriever, this doesn't even need to be said, but I'm going to say it for people that don't. They are the best dog breed.
Yep.
I know everyone says that. I'm really biased. But I've worked at a vet and I've met like all these breeds of dogs. And I tell you what, a golden comes in and they're so smart. They're like little toddlers and they have their tails, which I call flags. And they just wave their flags back and forth. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. They're the best.
Can I say I think labs are number one. And here's why
Labs are a close breed to Goldens, though.
Right. Here's why I think they're the only reason why they're better. They don't have as much hair, so they don't shed as much.
Everybody says that about the hair. Okay, I get it. Hair, it's a thing.
It is a thing. That tail is
that flag. That flag be shedding. It does.
And then the belly hair, there's just too much hair.
The floof.
They're super great.
I call it the
They're
floof.
nice, but labs.
You take them with you everywhere. That's what I like to say.
Yeah.
But I have a lint roller in my backpack. I have one in my car. I mean, I keep lint rollers around me. That's just, I know that I'm going to have hair on me.
I'm nitpicking for the number one spot, and the number one spot for me, because of that reason, is the lab.
I respect that. As long as you can have a dog that you can put, like some people would answer, I don't like dogs. And that's where I'm like, oh, okay. Because I don't like dogs and like not like cats. Like I hate that stigma. I think everyone should like all animals.
I like big cats.
Cats are the best too.
I like the big cat, the big aggressive mountain lions. And
so not like the
cheetahs
domesticated.
and the pumas.
Okay. But have you ever seen one or gotten to cuddle one? No.
Cuddle what?
Like a puma.
I would never. No, I'm not trying. Don't get me anywhere near a puma.
I would love to cuddle one.
No, you
I
don't want
wish
to.
we
That's
could
ridiculous.
domesticate
no,
them.
You don't
2020,
want that. That's
let's
ridiculous. No.
Yes.
No, you'll get eaten. Cats don't care.
Cats don't get. That's
do
what
you know
I love.
why?
But that's what makes it so great when they do like you because
they don't
you're
like you. They don't
yes,
like
they
you.
Do.
They
yes,
don't.
they do. Yes, they do.
Do you know why they lick your face?
I've never had a cat lick my face.
When you're sleeping, they lick your face.
They don't. I have 3 cats.
Do you know why?
I have 3 cats. I know that they don't lick faces. But tell me why.
They're checking to see if you're alive or not. And as soon as you're dead, that's their chance to start eating you.
Honestly, if I'm dead,
They're going for your eyelids first.
I would want them to eat me because then I wouldn't be alive to feed them.
No, they'd be fine. You'd be fine.
It's full circle. Okay?
You have a lot of people who love you in your life. After a couple days, they would understand, hey.
You're probably right, but what if not? Like
no, don't. There's no what if nots about it. You're gonna get found before those cats need to start eating you. But they're gonna start eating you pretty quickly.
I don't believe that science.
Google it.
I might.
You're on Neanderthal podcast.
I definitely
Listen,
will.
This is nothing but bro science here.
Bro science. Well, I'm telling you, as somebody who lives with 3 cats currently, and I've always lived with a cat.
You don't know they're licking you when you're asleep because you're asleep.
Okay, cat tongues feel like
you're dead ass asleep. They know when you're deep in sleep. They're not gonna wake you. They know.
I know when
it's just like this. Still alive. Yep, I thought so. All right. It's just that quick. It's just
cats are calculated, but they're not that calculated.
Yes, they are.
I feel like
when
they
it comes
know,
to eating you, because they don't want to make it look obvious. They can't be like,
they just want a little taste.
This bitch knows I'm keep licking her. She knows why I'm doing it.
I've had
she knows
cats,
we want to eat her.
I've had cats that like lick your hand
Yeah,
a lot.
see, what's that pulse like? They're checking to see how much longer you've got. They're just
it's
looking.
like why do dogs lick you then?
Because they love you.
Okay, so
They're not known to eat you after you're dead. They just lay there.
I've heard of
or they go get you help. Cats eat you. Google it.
Okay, fine. I will, but I will say I don't discriminate against cats or dogs.
I'm not asking
Moral
you
of the
to.
story.
Cats are great.
Yeah.
I like
but
wild
people
cats.
who don't like dogs.
What's wrong with you?
Exactly.
I don't understand that. I don't understand it.
I get.
But I do
I
understand.
get people
I get it.
not liking hair. Like they don't like fur being around.
How about
or
from
whatever.
a phobia aspect? They just.
That's what I mean. People that like genuinely don't like dogs because they like don't like them, not because they don't like their fur or like things about them. Like they genuinely don't like any dog.
Just get scared.
Just scared, don't want to be
General phobia
around
of them, yeah.
them. They get all nervous. They make the dog nervous. Like, no, stop. It's a dog.
No.
gonna be
There's
okay.
general phobias out there where it's just. So my mom has. What is snake phobia? Whatever snake phobia is.
Arachnophobia is spiders.
It doesn't matter.
Snakes are scary though.
My whole life she has been like this. It is so bad. If we're just watching TV and all of a sudden a snake pops up on the screen, if you're flipping
Really?
channels and a snake's on there, she's
Not even in real life.
On TV, she will uncontrollably scream, turn her head with her and block her, put her hands in front of her eyes and go ah.
Oh,
she can't.
no.
She got. I can't look.
I
I
feel
can't look.
bad
I can't
for
look.
her. Snakes are like everywhere then.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's
man.
like a real phobia. I understand. But yeah, if you just are against dogs, I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
You're kind of anti-human. Like, how did you
Right?
end up in the gene pool?
I wonder if Elon Musk likes dogs.
Of course he does.
Well, he's an alien, so there we go.
He respects them.
Question
understands.
answered. Do aliens like dogs? Yes.
Of course they do.
Of course they do.
Or else they would have ended them like they did the dinosaurs.
That's true. The dinosaurs must have fucked up real bad.
Yeah, the aliens said, "Oh, fuck you guys. You guys have gotten out of control. You're
This is-
too big.
We're
You're too
evicting all
scary.
y'all.
Yeah, reset.
That's what's gonna happen to us.
Yeah, we want some pink, weak apes to run around for a little bit, and we can control
Let's
them.
give them microphones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll give us gold and food, and they'll turn wolves
Beer.
into dogs. Beer, wine,
Damn.
football. Chiefs going to the Super Bowl in 2020. That's what we want. We're aliens.
They gave us Patrick Mahomes. Actually, I don't know where people come from. This is getting really deep.
Yeah, where do people come from?
That's such a good question.
Where do you think?
Genuinely don't know.
You have any
I don't-
ideas or inclinations?
I don't think I've ever sat and asked myself, where do I think people themselves come from? I think from a scientific standpoint, I think to the simplest fact that matter can't be created or destroyed. So in the simplest fact, we're matter that's never been created or destroyed. And so is everything around us. So if you look at it that way, nothing's ever dead, nothing's ever alive. Kind of that middle ground.
We're in the middle of ground? But how did we get here? Carbon, right?
Matter
Stars
can't be
are
created or destroyed. We don't know. I think that's just a great way of like slapping on the "we don't know" stamp to that. And I'm
So your
behind
answer
it.
is you don't know. You don't have any idea. You don't.
None. I have no idea.
Okay. I mean, that's as good of an answer as anybody else's.
But I also don't sit around going, man, my life's incomplete because I don't know where humans came from. Like that's not something that's crossed my mind. It's not a prevalent concern in my life. I don't want to spend this lifetime.
I'm not concerned about
it,
but I like to think.
I like to think like
science.
what's out there. Like, obviously there's aliens. Like, but like how close are they? What
Obviously
universe?
there's aliens?
Obviously. You really can't sit here and say we're the only intellectual, quote unquote, living beings in this universe.
No, of course not.
Of course, exactly. So maybe they're not what we think are aliens.
They are though.
But they might not be.
But they are.
But they might not be.
They are.
But we don't know. It goes back to we don't know.
But we do know.
I think
because
we know
the
a little
definition.
bit.
We know the definition of infinity. And what's out there is infinite. And whatever is infinite can be thought up and created and is happening out there because it's infinite amount of possibilities.
That's
an
true.
Infinite amount of time.
That's true.
So whatever you think of,
It's
the
there.
multiverse, and there's multiverses. There's other infinite multi-universes out
This
there.
is crazy.
It
So
gets trippy.
one of my really good friends just did a past life regression.
A past
And
life regression. I don't know what that is.
So you get hypnotized. It's a 6-hour long process. And
You get hypnotized.
Yes. So for 2 hours of it, they don't recommend any longer than 2 hours because then it's really hard to get you back.
Whoa.
Yeah, like you go deep.
Get you back, huh?
Just wait. Okay. So it's 6 hours, and the first 4 hours are like intake questions. So who are you? What's your family dynamic
Before you're hypnotized?
like? Yes.
Just a one-on-one, like.
Yes, just get real with me.
You really have to trust who you're doing this with.
Yeah, you do. There's a lot of trust there, but that's also why it doesn't work for some people. Because if you can't fully open up, you're not going to fully receive. It's the same thing. You give and you receive. So 4 hours.
It's very psychedelic.
It is. It very much so is. Hearing, I would not have believed what she said, but they record the session while you're hypnotized, so you can listen to it when you leave, because you don't know what you're saying when you're hypnotized.
You have to believe you can get hypnotized too. Like
That's true.
A very small, or I don't know what the percentage is, but not everybody can be hypnotized.
Yes. Like your brain just won't allow it. Like some people, it's like
it's hard to suspend.
Yes.
Maybe disbelief or ego or whatever that is.
Whatever you have to put aside. Sometimes people just
I don't
can't
know that
let
I could
go.
do it. I don't know that I could do it. I think it's a belief thing. I don't believe I can be hypnotized, but
you definitely have to let that belief system in, and they give you a bunch of like homework, quote unquote, to do before your session so that your mind can be open.
I'm scared, and I'm not even doing this.
I just burped.
Burp on mic next time.
Right? We'll have a contest. So anyways, 4 hours of this intake, then she finally gets hypnotized. In a past life regression, you talk about all of your past lives before you got to where you are now.
Past lives.
So the entity that you are right now live different lives.
Okay.
Is this belief system.
I can get down with that.
So you take little parts with you each time you come to this new body, this new world, or what have you.
Are they always human life forms that you've taken?
No.
Okay.
So my friend did her past life regression, and she could only remember her most recent life. And she said that she was driving a ship above Earth during World War II, and she was an entity. Like the hypnotist had her look down at her feet, and she didn't see any feet. She said she was an orb of light and matter. They looked down and they saw that Earth was destroying itself. World War II era. She described basically the whole scenery of what you would think an epic fight scene in World War II would have been.
What would that have looked like?
The way that she described it, it was an older town, and there were a bunch of bombs and barbed wire. And then she specifically said the year that it was.
From from looking above?
From looking above.
So it was looked pretty intense.
She said it was a white ship that was complete, like no corners. Everything was a rounded edge. Nothing was a corner. She was very specific about that.
Didn't Bob Lazar say something about one of those aircrafts they found at Area 51 that's like that?
I bet he did. So she said that she was the driver of this ship, and she was the last one so whoever this entity was, whatever this group was, decided that they needed to descend onto Earth and come to Earth after World War II to help teach humanity that they don't need to fight. Yeah.
Well, that's where you have to stop believing in them, because...
Okay, but she's saying this as herself, and she's out of it. She doesn't remember saying any of this.
Right.
And she's not the kind of person that's like, she doesn't play video games. She doesn't really read books. Like, for her to get this idea, like, it didn't just pop out of her head. Like, it came from somewhere. So no matter what, however you look at it, you have to realize, like, the credibility's there, because I know her in and out, through and through. She did not make this up. Like, she felt this, and you can hear it in her voice. Her voice changed as she's talking. Her voice changed much deeper. So anyways, they descend down to Earth and take the form of the body that she's in now, because they wanted to help humanity. Basically, how they saw it, looking above, they thought that World War II was going to end the world. They thought that we were just going to destroy everything, and they had to intervene. So she's the last one on the ship, and she remembers being the last one. and she came down, and that's who she is now. And you get to...
Hold on. Well, how did she fix everything? Because what happened was we nuked Japan.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what they said to do. Hey,
yeah,
drop the atomic bomb, drop a couple bombs on
See, but it's not them themselves.
Hiroshima?
Like, we don't know. So these entities went into different bodies and different people. So my friend was born in 1996. So way after World War II, right?
Mm.
So this entity remembers World War II, but didn't come to Earth.
Sure.
And tell her is basically what it was saying.
I gotcha.
So it's just this big gap between what they saw and like when they came, quote unquote. And it also just goes to show, like, there's so many different ideas out there. Like, there could be dumb aliens out there. Nobody's ever brought up the idea that maybe there's aliens out there that are just stupid. Like,
That's hilarious.
They drive past Earth and they're like, why are they doing this? Like, I want to go visit and try to help them.
I don't think
and
any alien would be that dumb. They can't be that dumb to pass
But
a
do
life.
you know an alien that you can reference and tell me?
No, I guess I don't.
So you can't say they're not stupid. Have you ever thought maybe aliens are stupid?
I mean, stupid for alien. I've never thought about that, but they wouldn't. If they passed Earth, if they saw Earth, surely they would do something about it.
But technically, we've left Earth.
And if
would you consider
if you're saying there's aliens out there that are zipping through the solar system,
I never said they were zipping. She just remembers being in the ship.
She said she
that
was
had no corners.
She said she was an entity and she was thinking it was a ship. There's a big difference there.
Yeah.
I believe that it could be.
But we have ships that fly.
I wouldn't
in the air.
say alien necessarily. I would think maybe more. I like the word entity for sure.
But like anything not of
like
Earth,
a dimensional,
it's easier
like
to say alien.
A third dimensional type entity that can observe this dimension.
Yeah.
I believe
that's basically what she was in her past life.
I can see that. It
was interesting. But this lady who's been doing it, the hypnotist, as you will say, she has an official name for what she does. She understudied from the couple who invented it, who came across it, who reached this level. It's like the movie Inception. You reach a level in your conscious where your subconscious and your conscious kind of meet and they can communicate with each other.
Yep.
And they can bridge that gap. And that's basically what they do in this session.
I'd be curious to see what that's like.
They've encountered aliens. Like, they have books about it, how they...
Maybe what they think is aliens, at least, because when you get
it's all relative.
I would think, just hearing this, I would think what's probably happening is their pineal gland is probably dripping some DMT, and they're probably having a DMT hallucination.
Yeah, but how can you do that off somebody talking to you?
You can do that by listening to certain frequencies of music.
Oh,
you can do that by certain types of meditation.
Okay.
You can do it naturally. You do it while you're sleeping.
Is that where you dream?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Heavy REM sleep, they think is DMT is being released. And of course, when you die, they theorize that when you're born.
Yeah, when you're born, when you die. I've heard that.
And
theory
before.
It's
produced in your liver and your lungs. It's in your brain. Your body's full of it.
So you think they tap into that?
That's where my mind tends to go. Is it's probably some kind of DMT trip.
Yeah.
And that's very reminiscent of when you hear people talk about DMT. Is that it's kind of the same kind of alien life form type.
You feel like you were there.
Entity is a strong word that would be used among
something else that's
like that.
present. Yeah.
I bet you that's probably what their hypnosis is probably kind of tapping into.
Yeah, but where it gets me is like, she didn't feel like anyone else was present. She felt like she was it.
Yeah.
Like she was it.
Yeah.
It kind of gets me there.
She might have had
she like full-heartedly in this hypnosis.
Everybody has their own separate trips, and I bet it's like that with the hypnosis. If everybody's having their own separate past life experience that they're bringing to the table, that's very similar to a DMT trip where it's kind of personal and you get your own kind of thing from. I don't know. That's got to be what it is.
I don't know. I really want to have one done, but they're so expensive. And
how much are they?
It's like $400. She got a discount though because she went to a metaphysical fair. So they had a bunch of crystals and healers.
There's a convention here every year.
Yeah. She went to that convention and she ended up meeting this lady and bought one of her books, read one of her books, and she kind of introduced me to the idea. And of course, I'm open to anything. I'll listen to anything. I love hearing people's ideas and opinions. I think you can learn so much.
You would trust some random gypsy at a fair?
Trust? No. Listen? Yes.
You have to trust. It seems if it's a 6-hour process where you're opening up.
It's like an intake.
You're opening yourself up.
They have get to know you questions, and you have to be willing to let yourself open up. So if you're a person that does not open up easily, don't do it. Don't waste your time. You're not going to get anything out of it.
Yeah.
But if you're someone who wants to let go,
but you're kind of trusting a stranger with your consciousness.
You are. Yeah, it's a big responsibility. They've had people that they haven't been able to get past. Like back, I mean, so they get them hypnotized.
What happens? Yeah. So what happens if the quote unquote they can't get you back? What does that mean?
You lose your state of consciousness. Like you're no longer conscious.
What do you mean? You're really like what, in a coma?
Pretty much.
You're telling me there's people,
like
you and me that go to some hypnotist, and I
want to
go down. I go so deep that this chick has to call me to go to the hospital, and I'm in a bed.
You basically get like an adrenaline shot to like wake you back up. Like your body.
Oh, so I come out of it.
Yeah, no, like you're not in a coma hooked up to a ventilator because you can't.
This isn't
your body's
like that movie
shutting
Flatliners
down.
or something.
No.
I should have got more beer.
Damn, you should have. But no, like your mind tricks your body into staying asleep to the point where you need physical adrenaline.
Okay.
Like your brain is controlling everything and just being like, no, we're gonna chill out in
that
this
Pulp
state.
Fiction Uma Thurman syringe to the heart.
Yeah, right there. Exactly. So once you get that, you're good. But it has happened. Just like how it doesn't work on people, sometimes it works too good on people. Yeah. Talk about a bad trip.
I'm scared.
It's crazy.
I'm scared thinking about it.
But it's just crazy to think about the possibilities.
I don't know if I could do that.
Are you willing to give up the control? I would in a heartbeat. If somebody offered it to me for free, not even for free, just not $400, that's a lot of money. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But I would do it in a heartbeat. 1,000%.
I would have to think about. I would have to research it and talk to the person more and get more. But it's interesting.
Are you spiritual in the fact, like, do you know your life path number or anything about that?
I don't know what you just said. So
your life path is your oh my gosh, I cannot speak. This beer is getting to me. Boulevard, good job. Your numerology, like your numbers of your life. So there's certain people that look at a clock at 1:15 every day or like in the morning, or like certain numbers resonate with you and you don't really know why. From the minute you're born, on the day that you're born, throughout your life, like it's just a bunch of numbers, right? So there's this equation out there. It's your life path number. And there's 9 numbers you can be from this equation. A 1 out of 9.
That's it?
That's it. But it's not like being a 1 is worse than being a 9. It's not a scale.
Right.
They're just different paths.
Okay.
I happen to be a life path 9, which means I'm all of the other life paths. So 1 through 9 or 1 through 8. I guess technically 9 too. I'm all of them. So you're a humanitarian and we're going to get on a weird level. So have you ever listened to a song that you've never heard before, but you know the words in your head before you've heard it?
Probably. I feel like I've done that before,
like
but it just seems obvious though. It's like any idiot would know what's coming up next.
Yeah, but not really. Like you've never heard this song before, but your brain can just input the words.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like your brain can make those input and inferences a lot quicker.
Okay.
On this life path. So you can choose to be more open with it or not. It's kind of up to you. So you're able to see more, I guess.
Okay.
So in finding about these like life path numbers and spirituality and stuff, it's been really interesting because it's changed my outlook on a lot of things. Yeah. I just look at it from every perspective now.
Okay.
Because I feel like I have to. And in looking in every perspective, I've found things that I would have never realized had I not taken a step back and been like, what are the options? So you should find out your life path number.
How do I find that out?
You can go online. Everything's online.
And do what? Just Google what's my
So-
lifeline? What?
So if you happen to know the time that you were born, it's more accurate.
I don't know.
In the
someone
equation?
I had a couple of people recently asking me about that, and they said, "Well, if you don't know the time, where were you born?"
It doesn't do where. So this is
Okay.
all numbers. So if you have the time you were born, it's
Time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Which mine happens to be even weirder because I was born on April 17th, which is 4/17 at 4:17 a.m.
Wow.
So that in itself is there's not a really
4/17 at 4/17.
4/17 at 4:17.
Wow.
So my numerology is a little bit different than most. But if you know your time, it can be so much more exact and precise because I mean, if you give it the day of your birth, that's pretty
What's it going
general.
to tell me?
It's going to tell you your life path and what that pertains to.
I don't know what that means.
So, like I said, you can be a humanitarian.
Okay. What else?
There's like a giver, so like a caregiver type. So the humanitarian type means
these are personality types or something?
it's kind of personality types, but it's also like underlying ways that you live your life. So
Okay.
this is how your perception is based off of the numbers in your life.
Huh.
Yeah. So it's basically putting a math equation with spirituality. Yeah. It's pretty interesting. But once you...
That's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah.
Putting math with it.
Yeah.
Math and science with spirituality.
Combining together.
Is that kind of ultimately what all these...
Yeah.
A lot of ancient civilizations were kind of basing their worlds around?
Yeah. It's
Egyptians and the Easter Islanders. And
they're trying to connect all of it. Yeah. And that's basically what your life path number does. Takes all of that and kind of resonates it to you. And of course, I always think that whenever people read horoscopes or daily whatever's, like, you want to see what you want to see kind of a thing, but your life path number was given. Like, you didn't get to choose when you were born, on what time or what day. These numbers were given to you. So
let's continue this. I have to go use the restroom.
there you go. I kind of do too.
Yes.
Taking pre-workout in the mornings because my motivation for working out was hard to come by. So I started waking up and literally without even thinking, the first thing I would do is chug a bottle of pre-workout. And at that point, you have to work out. Like, you got it coursing through your veins like the Hulk. Go big or go home.
You just schooled me.
Yeah.
You just schooled me. Thank you. Pre-workout's actually legit. Like, I need to do that?
Oh, 1,000%. I don't work out unless I have pre-workout. Like,
really?
Okay, that's being a little overbearing
understand
of
it,
me.
but no,
That's dramatic, kind of.
Eh.
But honestly,
I like the way you put that. Be dramatic about it. Really fucking sell it.
yes. No, I'm not kidding you. Nobody wants to like wake up and start their day working out and like being like fit and happy and healthy. Like it took me so long to actually learn to like that, to like find it within myself to be like, no, okay, you're doing this because you're seeing results and things are like working for you.
You lost 40 pounds.
Heck yes, I did.
It's probably pretty motivational.
Yeah,
when
for
you
sure.
see real change like that.
10,000%. But for me, it worked out that way. Like, you wake up and before you can even think about not going to the gym, take pre-workout. Take pre-workout. Just take it. Force it down your throat. Drink it. Because guess what? You can't go back. Once it's down your throat, you're going to do something. You're going to be productive in some way.
I've been having issues getting back to working out.
Everyone always has them. Me a year ago. This has just been a year. That's it.
I was going hard. I was doing really good, and then
But what do you define as really good? Like, what
every day
standards did you?
I was
okay.
going to the gym every day.
So that's your definition of getting back and being good, is like if you go every day. And
Yeah.
Were you eating healthy?
I don't know how to eat. I need help with that.
Everyone needs help with that.
I'm really bad.
That's
I don't
what
know.
I'm starting to learn. Like, I just recently, you told me to burp on
I sure did.
mic that next time, and I
Yeah.
did. You're welcome. But anytime that I post anything about cooking, I get the most feedback and response from it. And I genuinely am starting to realize that most people are afraid of cooking. Like,
I love to cook.
But you feel like you don't know where to begin. Like, you're just like,
Yeah, I don't know how to meal prep. I don't know how to make my meals.
It's intimidating, kind of.
I don't know how to get the right amount of protein I need to get what I want done in the gym, what I need to be done. Like, I don't know how to get that gram to gram and a half ratio. I just
see. I don't micromanage like that. Most people don't, but super successful people, yeah, some people do, some people don't. I don't think of it like that. For me, the meals that I make fit what you're saying, kind of what I want my end goal to be, but I also don't deprive myself. Like, if I want to add that little bit of
I eat whatever I want,
naughty cheese to it, like, I'm going to.
Yeah.
That's what I say when I eat food that's not, really that good for me. I say I'm being naughty. Like, I'm being really naughty with my food. Okay. And I say that and people laugh because they obviously their mind goes to something sexual or what have you. But, like, I talk about it with my food. No, so, like, I don't like to eat naughty that much. Like I say, it's the 80-20 rule. What's wrong with me that my mind didn't go there? I don't know. You'd be one of the first, honestly. Cause I say it like organically in a conversation. Like, a friend will be like, "Hey, let's go get Taco Bell," and I'm like, "No, I don't want to be that naughty." Yeah, that's exactly what Taco Bell is. Yeah. You see what I mean? Like, that's just like a conversation that I would have, and like that's just my go-to word for any time I'm cheating on my. It's not even a diet, like just a way of eating, like every single day. So pre-workout, that's the secret, huh? What's pre-workout? Right when you wake up, right before you get dressed or anything. Like, okay, so I am a slippers person. Slippers are my jam, and I got these new pair of crocodile slippers, but I thought that they were dinosaur slippers, but was recently informed crocodiles are dinosaurs, that they were crocodiles. Anyways, I'm a big slipper person, so I get up and I put my slippers on. I have a dog, so I take her out. Like, that's just my morning routine. But before I do any of that, you are correct. I wake my eyes up, like, open. I'm awake. Hello, world. And I drink my pre-workout. And like I said, from that point on, you have no other choice but to do something, because you're not going to sit there and do nothing. Pre-workout won't let you. Okay. Yeah. I'm liking the sounds of this. Yes. Don't hold yourself accountable in the mornings, because you will choose wrong. Oh, yeah. You will. Discipline's hard by yourself. Everybody does it. Nobody wakes up and says, I'm going to go work out every single day. After, especially me, I literally work from 11 to 6, leave that job and work from 6:30 to 11, wake up around 8 o'clock and go to the gym. You think I do that Monday through Friday with just my naturalness? No. Pre-workout is the secret. I love it. Okay. Yeah. What do you have a pre-workout that you recommend? A brand? Personally, I just went up to GNC. When I started working out, I knew nothing. Like, a year ago, yeah. February was when I started 9 Round. I was working out at Planet Fitness before that, but that's where I go. I never went. And what I like about 9 Round is I have trainers. So no matter what, I have somebody there that's in the back of my mind or literally behind my head that's like, do more. You can do better. Like, this is. Look at you go. You are a lady. Keeping it going. A lady. Thank you. Been told that many of times. But anyways, you have somebody holding you accountable, somebody who's there in the back of your head that's like, okay, do 5 more. Like, prove it to me kind of thing. And you're just like, hell yeah, I can do 5 more squats. I can lunge 10 more times. Like, it's just kind of building you up way more. And it worked for me. And you got to find what works for you. That's the thing, is like, anyone can preach their fitness routine onto you, but it's not for everyone. And I think starting out, you have to realize what works for you. Because if you don't like it, don't force yourself to do it. Don't do it. You have to enjoy it, or else you're not going to do it. You have to find a reason. And you know what my reason is? Ooh, what's your reason? The number one reason why you said you liked my page. My 3 rings at the end. Every time I work out, I record a video of me ringing the bell 3 times. And for me, it's so like fun to be like, I went into this with a goal. I always try to burn 400 calories. Like I go in there and I don't leave until I do.
Nice.
Yeah. And so, getting at the end of it, most of the time I burn a little bit more than that. Getting to ring that bell though. You smack that thing 3 times and you're just like, hell yeah, you have your Rocky moment. Like, it's great. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I love sharing it. And I've had so much like positive feedback and stuff. And it's been cool. It's been crazy to think like a year ago, if you would have asked me if I would have been this person that's like any health and fitness based conscience, no way. No way whatsoever. I didn't think about anything. And now I'm like, I want to be as good to my body as I can. Like, oh, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you've become, do you consider, I mean, you're a model?
Yeah. So I've been doing modeling.
Did that all come after you started?
That came after the health and fitness. So it all kind of trickled down to I started treating myself better. So I started feeling better. Okay. So in feeling better, I was like, I'm going to get myself out there. Like, what do I want to do? And I don't know. It's really hard to explain, but in a sense, I didn't know if I wanted to start out and do a podcast. Like, that's why I reached out to you initially, because I wanted some feedback from somebody who I saw was succeeding in it and kind of realized, is that the avenue I want to go down? No, I like to be on camera. Like, I really enjoy being behind a camera, whether it's in a still picture or in a video or something. Like, I'm an only child. I like being the center of attention. I'm not afraid to admit it. I love it. I love it. I thrive
own it.
in
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
if you know it, own it.
Yes.
Let people know.
Exactly.
This is what I need.
Exactly, people.
There's
if you know it, go with it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're your biggest fan at the end of the day. So I figured out that like modeling for me was fun. Like, I had a great time doing it and I loved the way that I looked. I was like, I'm going to share this with people. Like, this is fun. And I've met so many cool local photographers and I've worked with so many great people and I've not even been doing it 6 months and I've had so many experiences and opportunities, but I also put myself out there. I wasn't afraid to be like, hey, I'm new to this. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I like what your work is. Would you like to collaborate with me? Like, that's really how you get the ball rolling. No, I do know him. But I haven't worked with him.
How did we follow each other?
Honestly, I don't know.
Me neither.
I've been really working on stepping my Instagram game up, and in the last year, I've gotten over 2,000 followers.
I was gonna say it's blown up.
That's not like when you think of like the
shit.
Kylie Jenners of the world and that kind of thing. Like, it's not shit. It's really not. But I've been thinking more business. Oh my God, I can't speak right now.
No, you're
more
good.
Business model wise, and in doing so, I've gained more followers. I've been able to kind of tweak it to where I get the most out of it.
Okay.
Which is what I'm trying to do with my life in general. That's
with every aspect of it.
Every aspect of it. Tweak it just a little bit so I'm getting what I want out of it. But then you have to ask yourself the big question. What do you want?
What do you want?
A lot of things. I'm finding out a lot about myself. I definitely know that
you're getting what you want so far, it seems like.
Yeah. And that's it. Just everything all ties back to the fact that I started believing I could and I'm doing it and I can. I could and I can.
Right. Like,
there's nothing stopping me besides myself. So let's see what I can do.
What do you want to do? What are your, you got to have some goals.
Definitely. So 2020, definitely I want to do more races. So I did 2 races last year. And when I
I wanted to bring that up. You had some kind of Tough Mudder type.
Yeah. So the first race I ever did in my life was Rugged Maniac. And they had that at Snow Creek, which is where you go skiing and sledding in the wintertime. It's like the real snow and the fake snow, and it's all the slopes. But instead of there being snow on them, it was all mud. So I was running up and down slopes, ski slopes.
Right.
Yeah.
How many miles was the race?
It was 3 miles, roughly.
Okay.
But that day, oh my gosh, it was so cold and so rainy that they had to postpone it for the lightning and all of that. So took a bunch of pre-workout, like triple the amount of pre-workout I normally take because I didn't know what to expect. I've never done a race before. I've never challenged myself to actually like run something and then do obstacles in between the running. And
that sounds fun.
It's fun, but it's intimidating because like you actually kind of have to have form and you have to know what you're doing because these obstacles they're not easy.
What kind of obstacles? We talk walls and barbed wire.
Walls, barbed wires. There was this one part, and I remember it perfectly. So I'm pretty claustrophobic. Like, I don't like small confined spaces. I kind of freak out a little bit. Kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. There's this one part where it's all the inflatable fabric. So think of like a bouncy house or something like that.
Okay.
So think of that material, but it's side by side, and you're literally have to press yourself in the crease where it meets. So you're in the middle. You can't breathe. It's black. You can't see. There's water underneath of you that your feet are stepping in, and you don't know how long this is. So I go into this. It's a black hole, basically. I went through a black hole.
Did you have to shimmy through?
Yes, I ran so fast. I've never ran so fast in my life before. I wanted to get through that thing so fast. I did not know where the end was, but I knew I was going to find it. And what's crazy about these races is now I've only done 2, so I'm not really one to talk, but I always find that at some point in the race, you get so gassed out and you're so exhausted and you're just like, oh my goodness. Like this last one I did in LA was 4.5 miles and 21 obstacles. That is so much for your body at one time.
That's a lot.
It's a lot for sure. And in every race I found there's always a point where I'm just like, holy shit, you can't go back. Like, you are literally at a point.
You're committed.
Like, you can't. There's nobody there to be like, all right, we're going to walk you back these 2.5 miles to the beginning and you're done. You're good. Like, there's nobody there to be like, okay, you're done. Like, no, it's just you. And
it
you
is. You
have
just do it
to
by
finish.
yourself. Like,
yes. And I always get to that realization at some point, and it's like a fight or flight mode. And I'm just, from there on out, I'm like, all right, let's do everything as fast as we can. And that's to the best of, yes.
And that pre-workout kicks in again.
Pre-workout kicks in again. It's like second wind. I tell you what. But yeah, it's a kind of crazy realization when you get to that point where you're just like, you are the only thing getting you through this. Like, you started to this point. There's no going back. Like, if you want to go back, you got to walk a long freaking way, and you might as well finish at that point. So it's really cool to get to that point and realize, like, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, push past that barrier. Push your mind through it. Push your body through it. You'll be fine. And just having that realization with a race, if you take that and you put that into your life, like, you can add so much dynamic.
Are you competing against yourself in a race like that? Is that all it is, basically?
No. Well, yes and no. So
okay.
I do all my races with my best friend, Hunter. Like, she's my number one. We have our YouTube channel that we just dropped our first video for. She got me into working out and health and fitness. She started working out at 9 Round before me. So we always have this friendly banter and competition between each other. We will always
motivate each other,
have
right?
it. It's motivating, but also like
competitive. We
want to beat each other.
Right.
Like, at the end of the day, like, we want to beat each other.
I've had friends like that.
That's how it is.
Right.
Like, so our very first race, she beat me. I'm not afraid to admit it. Like, sure. She beat my ass. I didn't know what to expect, and she got me. Like, I gassed out way before her. But then we get to LA, our most recent one, and she gassed out before me. And that was like such a satisfying feeling. Not her gassing out,
but you winning.
But me not. Like,
you're not gassing out.
I was just like, I got this. Like, I got this. And then I was like, girl, you got this. Like, come on, I'm doing it. You can do it, kind of a thing. And then she was right back in it. Mm-hmm. But I will say, it's fun having somebody to have that competition with. Because it'd get pretty boring running a race by yourself. Let's be completely honest. There's times where you're literally like, why are my legs moving at this point?
Really?
Like, why am I doing this right now? It's terrifying sometimes. You're just like, what is the point? And you're like, why did I pay money for this?
Oh, yeah.
You're like, wait, I did all this to myself. Like, why? And then at the end, like, getting the medal, and you always get a beer. They always give you a celebratory Celebratory is not a word. They
It
always
is
give you a
here.
celebratory beer. So that's pretty satisfying. And then you always get a medal. And I have my medals, my 2 medals on my wall. So this year I'm going to add to it. But I want to travel. So like in LA, we got to climb up a mountain and run up a mountain. So you start out at the bottom and halfway through, the clouds were beneath us.
Ooh.
So getting to see that perspective, like I stopped for
That's
a minute.
fun. Yeah.
Yes, it was beautiful. I mean, just gorgeous.
Stop and smell the roses.
Exactly. You have to.
Got to.
Times like that, you have to. So I want to travel like that. In that moment, I was like, you're going everywhere and you're doing stuff like this because of this reason. Like, look around you right now.
Yeah.
Nobody would get to be seeing what I was seeing had they not been doing that race, had they not been in LA. And it was really cool. So that's my goal for this year, is to travel everywhere and do races and keep up with health and fitness and all of that.
Is that what you're going to just see? Do you see your Instagram account kind of blowing up as like more people watching you do these races and these fitness things?
Yeah, for sure. I've had so many people interested in just how I get started, because like I said, these are people that knew me before I started, and now they see me and they're just like, how? What the hell? Like, give me the secret, basically.
What is the secret?
Pre-workout, man. No, I think the secret is just taking responsibility for yourself. I mean, at the end of the day, you are responsible. Like, that's really the word that I go back to. And you are the only person that's going to make it happen for yourself. So make it happen if you want it. Like, how bad do you want it, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't talk about it, be about it. Come on. Or else, yeah. Nobody's going to come in and do it for you. Come on.
You're right.
Too simple. Life doesn't work like that.
You got to be your own advocate.
You have to. You have to be your number one supporter. You have to take care of yourself. That includes going to the gym. So I expect you to reach out to me tomorrow and be like, okay, so I tried the pre-workout thing. It worked. Made it to the gym.
Yo, any pre-workout, just go to GNC and get. Do you have one that?
So
you don't have one that sponsors you yet?
No, not yet. We'll get there. 2020.
We will get there.
I will come back on this podcast. Let it be known. I will come back.
I hope you do.
I do. I will. And I will have a ton of sponsors, a ton of people just in my DMs, all up in there.
I bet you got some funky DMs. How many dicks do you see a day?
Oh my gosh. So like, it's just a known thing among girls. Like, you share your DMs with your girlfriends because you get funny DMs. Like, let's just be honest. Dudes be saying some funny stuff. I don't get penis pictures though.
Really?
Yeah.
Lucky you.
No, that's it. That's scary. That's intimidating for me. I'm just like, no, thank you.
That's
like,
so rude.
It's so rude. Like, even talking about it, I'm just like, filthy.
It is. It's
filthy. Especially if they're unwarranted. Like, if that's what you're into.
Unsolicited.
Yes.
Don't
exactly.
send an unsolicited.
I don't want to be like.
We've discussed that a million times on this show.
One time I was literally driving my car and I ran through a red light because a dude randomly sent me a dick pic. And I opened it. It was on Snapchat. I get Snapchat, and I'm just like, all right. And it's a like full-on penis just looking at me. It feels like it's just staring deep into my soul. And I'm like,
why?
So many questions run through my head. So many. And I'm driving my car, and I look up, and I'm like, why aren't these other cars going? Oh yeah, it's a red light. Thank goodness they didn't have cameras. I was fine. This happened a long time ago. But yeah, that's a no. That's a no.
Yep.
That's a big no-no.
That is a no-no.
That's gross. I don't online date. I don't want a dick pic. Like, come on.
I'm just surprised, just as accessible as you are and as pretty as you are and as out there as you are, I would assume a lot of creeper dudes are throwing weird shit your way.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Not weird in the sense of like pictures. I don't get pictures.
Okay, well,
ever.
that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah. People just use their words, you know?
Uh-huh.
Which is easy. Like, there's a filter on Instagram where you can have your primary and your general messages. And you just have all the ones to the accounts that you don't follow go to a different account.
Right, that's where
Or
all
the
the
other- yeah, that's where
local
I don't
hip-hop
ever check
artists
it.
that are hitting me.
Right?
I
Like-
get hip-hop artists that hit me up. You
Yeah.
get random dudes.
Yeah, that's that's what it is being a girl.
Yep.
It's only gonna get worse the more I put myself out there and what have you.
You're prepared
So
for that?
yeah, I think I am. Like, I mean, I work
Good.
out enough. I feel like I could fight someone physically.
I don't think it's going to happen to that. That's going to come down to it. You're just going to get
I'm
a
prepared.
barrage of just thirsty dudes just, hey, I'd like to take you out for coffee.
And then
Like, they'll start having conversations with you,
Yeah.
and you'll never even respond.
Yeah.
And every day they're saying things to you.
There are those repeat offenders, as I like to say. And let me tell you, they're persistent. There's some dudes out there that have been steady hitting my DMs since like 2012. And like, not to call them out or whatever, but come on. Like, at the end of the day, come on. You got to realize eventually, right?
You would think so.
You would think
There's
so.
Just dudes, some dudes are
I feel
dumb.
mean at that point. Like, I start to feel like, man,
No,
I'm a
you-
bad person. Like, I am straight up ignoring this person because I know in the end it's better for them if I don't interact with them.
Oh, no.
Because
you can't
if you
do
give
it.
in, oh, done deal. Done deal.
You can't do it.
You can't.
It's feeding a stray cat.
Yeah. I love cats, though.
You don't want stray cats all over your
Ah!
backyard.
I
Spraying and meowing and fighting and
would love them.
and making kittens everywhere.
I would. Oh my god! If they made kittens, I'd keep them.
No,
Done
you
deal.
can't
I'm
have- we
sold.
don't-
I'm so sold.
We
I
don't
would name
need
them
any
all.
more. We don't need. No, we need to have them spayed
No,
and neutered.
okay. I've always wanted to be on The Price is Right, and I'm gonna make a T-shirt because everyone that's on The Price is Right, they get.
Everybody wants to be on The Price is Right.
I know that they do. I looked into it when I went to LA. Okay, I know everyone wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Insert eye roll, but everyone makes their own T-shirts, and I've never seen this T-shirt made before. But Drew, the host, would always say, "Don't forget to get your cats spayed and neutered, or your animals spayed and neutered. Not
Mhm.
cats specifically, but animals in general."
Yep.
That'd be my T-shirt quote, and I would get picked. And I know all of this would happen. I just need
You
to get
think you'd
on.
be the first one that came up with that shirt?
No, but I'd be the first one to like make it on
I'm sure that's
TV
been
with
made
that
on.
shirt. It hasn't. I watch
Oh,
it every
no.
morning. I watch The Price is Right. You know where you find me after I'm working out. I'm not even kidding. I watch the news from 10 to 11, and then from 11 to 12 is The Price is Right.
You're watching The Price is Right. every
I'm
day.
watching The Price is Right every day.
Have you seen
I
that?
love it. I love it.
I grew up. Everybody
I love
in
it.
America that's alive grew up on The Price is Right. How about that?
How about that? It's kind of funny, though. Some of the things that they say are the prices that they are. I'm like, that's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
It is bullshit.
Those
So
are
then
California prices, though.
it's a conspiracy theory.
Have you seen the documentary, The Perfect Bid? Okay, watch
No.
it. It's on. It's probably on Netflix or Hulu. It's on one of
The
those.
Perfect Bid.
It's called The Perfect Bid. This dude memorized the price of everything and was trying to get on, and finally he got on.
Did he do good?
I'm not gonna tell you. Watch
Well,
it.
it's a perfect bid, so he didn't. Boom.
Oh wait, did he get on? Yeah, he got on, and then another guy got on, and he would go to he would go
That
to
was
all
his
these
job.
tapings, and he would yell to people up there, and if they listened to him, they would get it right.
So
And
he
there was a
did
dude
do
that got a
good.
perfect bid. You have to watch it. It's very good.
So they probably came back and they were like, it's like when you're gambling in a casino. Like if they
Eventually
think you're
they
counting cards,
I think Bob Barker was
Yeah.
kind of caught on to him. Was like, all right.
like this guy.
He was a
over
regular, and he
here.
knew. It was like he finally got on, and yeah.
He's
It's
like,
a really
this
good.
guy.
It's a good little. It's hour and a half long
I
documentary.
feel
or
like that
something.
person would be me. Like I've prepared. I'm ready.
This dude was prepared.
Yeah.
Prepared.
I
He
don't
had
know
it
all the prices, but man, I tell you what, I'd love to be on The Price is Right.
Who wouldn't? I want to spin the
I
wheel.
would love to spin the wheel.
That's
I
all
wouldn't
anybody
even,
wants to do, right?
honestly, they say the worst prize you can get on that show is a car.
How come? Taxes?
Taxes and insurance. Most other things you don't have to pay taxes on, but
You can just take the money for it, can't you? You can say, "Hey, give me
yes,
the."
it's a lot less though.
Yeah.
Like less than half, close to a third.
Yeah. I met a dude that was on there and won some kind of prizes.
He's like a unicorn.
And he didn't. I think he said he just took the cash value of it. And he didn't win much. He won like some bedroom furniture stuff or something like that.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love that. Oh my gosh, I would love that. Just to be in the crowd. You have to audition just to be in the crowd.
Really?
Yes.
Did you try?
Yeah, of course I've tried. I've tried many times.
And you didn't get on there?
Well, you have to do like an online application, and then
Okay.
based off of that, they let you know. They never hit my line. They're the one DM I never got.
Just waiting for that one DM, that sweet, sweet Price is Right DM. Come on.
Come
on,
on
Drew.
down. It's my turn. And that's the shirt that I would wear is don't forget to spay and neuter your animals.
That's right.
That's it. That's the plan.
That is the plan.
So one of these days, make it back to Cali. Right when I left California, I was like, turn the plane around. I need to go back. I'm itching.
Never been. I'd like to go.
California and Colorado. Those are my two.
I've been to Colorado,
love them
but it was a
both.
long time ago. I need to go back.
Ooh.
And I got people there that'll, host me.
Yeah. I love Airbnb.
I've never done that.
Ooh, it's so fun. So the first time I ever did it, I stayed in Colorado Springs. And I stayed in an Airbnb that was on its own acre on the side of a mountain.
Oh, dope.
So I enjoyed my cups of coffee in the morning, like with the clouds. Like basically,
Did it have a hot tub outside?
no
Oh.
hot tub. It did not have a hot tub, but it was really beautiful. It was gorgeous. I mean, the altitude was kind of weird to get used to. It was the first time I'd ever gone there, but the Airbnb itself, totally recommend it. It was so fun. And then all the ones I've stayed in after the fact have been really cool too. It's a nicer hotel. Like I like a homey experience more than I like a hotel experience. Unless I'm staying a super long time, then I like maid service. Clean my shit up.
I was just being messy and I just whatever.
Yeah.
You got to clean it up.
Yeah, I went to
Give me
Florida.
some fresh towels.
Oh, yes.
Fresh
I mean, I'm a
sheets. Make
girl.
my bed.
I need towels for my hair, and then I need one for my body. That's 2 towels every time I take a shower.
Plus, you want to go to the pool.
Always. If I'm in Florida, I want to go to the ocean.
Ooh.
That's what I did.
Ooh.
I found the coolest seashell ever. It was a fully intact spiral one, and it had like spikes coming out the top. And I gave it to my ex-boyfriend. Now I don't have it. So,
Get it back from him.
yeah. I should call him. I should be like,
Is that the one you're cool with?
No.
A different one.
He's my most recent one.
Now you got another one. Is this one you're going to have to recover from too?
I don't know. It's so new. The breakup is actually very, very fresh.
Oh, no. What
Very
happened?
fresh. I felt like things moved way too fast. I didn't know, like we didn't have a friendship before we had a relationship. So it was just a very streamlined relationship kind of endeavor. And he's such a good guy and he's such a good person. Like I knew that it wasn't fair to him for me to
Nice.
not have the same feelings that he had. Not saying that I didn't have
I gotcha.
like feelings for him. Obviously I cared about him. But
Sometimes shit just goes too fast. It's not meant
way
to be,
too
right?
fast. And
Yep.
like, I just knew that it wasn't gonna, like, it's like a train on a train track. Like it can only go so fast. You know, you got to keep a nice, steady, healthy speed, you know? It was not healthy pace for me at all. It was
Good.
It was like
Oh,
drinking an entire bucket of pre-workout
Ha!
in the beginning.
We've all been there. We've all had that super
Oh,
exciting.
It was
intense.
lust. It was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of lust in the beginning.
Yeah.
Um,
That's fun.
so I gave him the seashell. I gave him it.
Get it back. He don't want it. What's he gonna do with it? He's gonna throw it away. He doesn't want to be reminded of it.
It's a cool seashell though. Like I would keep it.
He's a dude. He's not. Well, I don't want a seashell of anybody. Unless my daughter gave it to me. Like
yeah.
if I had a dope one of
see,
like
but
an
it's
ex,
so cool. I don't think he thinks of me when he sees it. Maybe he does.
He does.
Those are questions I don't like to ask myself.
You don't have to ask. But like, hey man,
I want my seashell back.
Would it be cool if I got that seashell back? I liked it.
It was all right.
If you want it, I
Like-
understand. If you really think it's dope,
Throw that out there.
if you think it's dope and you really
if you
want
think
it,
it's worth keeping,
then I want you to have it. But if you're like,
I'm gonna
like,
throw it away in 2 years.
like I'd like to have it back.
I want it. I do. That's like I didn't keep any for myself.
Yeah.
I gave all my seashells away. Dumb. I'm regretting it. I'm having
Lesson
a lot of
learned.
regrets right now.
Nice. You're learning your lessons.
Pretty much. But I will say at the time it felt right. Nice. Finally catching up. Finally.
Yeah.
Not even drinking
One
anymore.
of us has to be professional.
One of us. It's not you.
It never is.
Totally just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Oh, that's funny. But yeah. I want my seashell back, basically.
Listen, I'll go with you. We'll go get this thing.
We'll bring the backup.
We'll bring the backup. We'll bring another backup.
He's so nice. He would give it back.
Yeah,
He'll give it back if I ask. It's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I just don't want to have that conversation.
Awkward. You're done with it. You don't have to deal with it. It's
really fresh.
Okay.
You know, like I didn't leave a toothbrush at his place. I left a seashell, you know? So this is like get my seashell back moment. Like get my toothbrush.
Yeah.
Like whatever, you know, clothes or whatever you leave at your boyfriend's place. Mine's a seashell.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really final.
You know, the last thing I left is my house.
You know
my
what
dogs.
Oh.
Refrigerator.
Oh. Fridges are expensive.
Couch.
You know what I used to do? This
Furniture.
is so bad that I'm admitting this right now, but I really don't care. I would purposefully leave things behind. I was one of those girls.
What do you mean?
Have to come back and get it because I left it. Purposefully leave it behind kind of girl.
That's the worst.
I know.
Why? I'm like, nope. I don't know where it is.
Really? I never had that happen.
Must have lost. Are you sure? Right. I'll be looking. I'll be looking at that. Are you sure? It's a black blouse. It's a size small. And I'll be looking at it like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it's mine.
No, I don't have that around. I don't see that anywhere. Are you sure you didn't leave it somewhere else? Nope, don't have it anymore. I don't. Nope, it's not here. I'm sorry.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I did that when I was younger, but I did do that. I was that girl, for sure. Sad to admit. I've grown so much.
What's the psychology behind it? Because you want to see them again and you want
Yeah.
back in.
You know, no, I wanted an excuse to, like, see each other again, you know? Like, just like a 100%, like, no uncertainty. I like to have a lot of certainty and control. Like, that's just how I've always been. So I would over-control the situation to the point where I knew the outcome. Because I'd have to come back and get it.
Oh, no, I just got a seashell.
It's a really cool seashell.
And I'm throwing it away, too. Sorry.
You're that dude.
I don't know. It depends on it depends. It depends on the breakup. It depends on the breakup.
Yeah.
It depends on how it goes.
This one was pretty bad.
I have a lot of good relationships with past. Like my ex-wife and I are tight. We're good. And then I have females that I've had relationships with since then, and we're all pretty tight except for.
See, I don't believe in that. I don't believe you can be really tight.
We're cool. We're like, I'm not.
You don't hate each other, basically. You're cordial.
And some like even still text me just to talk to me.
Okay,
like,
no. That's a no-go for me. That doesn't exist. That's not a thing. Maybe that's a thing for older people, but I'm telling you, for no. 20-year-olds, that's not a thing. You don't text someone just to like, that's
maybe
an
I'm
ex,
naive,
just to be friends with them. There's always an underlying cause.
But
always.
I'm not allowing it. I'm just
You might not be allowing it, but that doesn't mean there's not an underlying cause.
Well, we're cool regardless. There's no animosity there.
There you go. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I feel like nowadays people feel like they have to end their relationships with animosity. Like it can't just ever just end and be okay. Like it just didn't work. Sorry.
Don't get me wrong.
Life.
I have,
everything's messy.
I've had a messy.
Everyone has messy.
I had a messy 2019.
Sloppy.
For a little bit. There was some messiness involved in there, but
messy. I don't like messy. I'm in messy. I get it. Messy happens whether you want it to or not.
I don't want it to happen.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone ever does. But then when it does,
some people do. Some people invite
some
it.
people,
some people thrive.
Some
off
people
of it.
leave things behind and then come back to purposely get it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Some people
I get
like
it in that retrospect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Subconsciously.
To each his own. Relationships these days, they're hard. There's a lot going on. It's like, I'm just now figuring myself out. Still learning so much.
We all are.
Yeah. And then
It never ends.
at what point is it like, all right, let's learn about somebody else and like actually learn and care? Nobody does that. Nobody puts their guard down. Sucks.
People put their guard down.
Okay, I shouldn't say put their guard down. It's very superficial these days. Everything is.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that as a guy? A girl's perspective, it's so easy for a girl to say everything's kind of looks based because, I mean, come on.
It's a good question.
If I were a dude out here right now doing what I'm doing, I would not nearly be as successful.
I guess I wasn't thinking of it as that. I was thinking of it because we're on the podcast right now and I get a lot of real conversations on here.
Yeah.
But as far as like the dating world, it's very...
It's superficial. I don't... Like, that's the best way that I can put it. It's superficial. It's all superficial. Your first impression, superficial.
Yeah, I haven't... It's been a while since I've been on a dating app date.
But not even like a dating app. Like, if you come across somebody's profile or you see them mentioned in somebody's story or, like, you come across them virtually and you are intrigued by them by what's on their, like, what they put out there, you know? It's all superficial.
It's all superficial when you're... I guess it depends on how you're meeting them. Like if
that's what that's why I like to go out and actually like be in the world.
That's like, what I want to do. I'm trying to... So I'm having issues right now.
Everyone's having issues
I'm having issues.
Nobody does anything.
Yes. I'm having issues
goes
with...
out.
I'm getting these conversations going with these females. And then I'm like, hey, when are you free? When are you free to meet up and hang out and let's grab drinks or coffee or whatever it is? And all of a sudden I get ghosted. It's like,
you know what happened? Their real life happened, and the dudes that they're entertaining in real life superseded their dudes that they were entertaining in their virtual life.
Yeah.
That's how it is for everyone. You have those people that you like have in your real life, like your real circle or your real pool or whatever, your pond that you go fishing in, and you're like, okay, like I've met this girl in real life. I'm going to text her. But then you also have the girl that you met on Instagram or Tinder, and you're going to text her too. And I bet more often than not, you hang out with the girl that you saw more than the girl that you met on the internet.
I'm trying to meet girls on the internet. They're the ones that are like,
but nobody pushes it past that point, really.
Oh, I do. I'm trying to all the time. And
but like as a guy, it can definitely come off as like, not saying that you are by any means, because you've never been that way towards me, and I don't know how you flirt with other people. But from a girl's perspective, a guy that tries too hard is kind of like,
oh, I don't try too hard at all.
I
don't need to try hard.
But I'm not saying that you do.
Right.
I'm just saying if you really want to hang out, girls can pick up on that. Just like dudes can too.
Oh, yeah.
So like if they have somebody in real life that doesn't really want to hang out with them, they're going to choose the guy that treats them like shit in real life that doesn't want to hang out with them. Mm-hmm. And it sucks that you can't get past that barrier almost.
Yeah.
Because it's superficial.
Mm-hmm.
It's all superficial. But I bet if you guys met and hung out.
No, I go on plenty of dates from these apps too. And it tends, you get some superficial ones and then you get some good one. It just depends on the chemistry. And
I just want to be like out with my friends and then just maybe at like a bar. Like I feel like bar would be most realistic, and then just like spark up a conversation with a guy and just have it go perfect.
That's what we all want.
Yeah, like just
I
to
just
the point
want a nice
where
guy
we're just
to sit next to me and just have a great conversation.
He doesn't have to buy me a drink. Like we don't have to be like excessive about it.
Right.
I just want to like organically meet someone that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting the real life butterflies. That's what I guess I mean is like it's superficial online, because it's like somebody can text you.
It's the jump off point. It's you hope it's cool when you first meet, though. You hope you kind of get some cool conversation, like, oh, this person marks off some of the boxes that we'd like to have checked off.
Right, yeah.
And then you meet up, and then it's like, oh, shit, this is pretty cool. I'm feeling this, but, God, it's been a while since I've felt anything with... Yeah, that's a whole other...
Feelings are there's so much depth to them. There's a lot to them. You got to figure a lot out in this lifetime.
Yeah.
There's a lot to figure out. But you know what?
And it continually changes.
Start with number 1, which is yourself.
Got to.
You have to.
Got to.
You have to take care of yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You have to know yourself.
Got to know what's up.
You have to know what's up.
Yeah.
You have to like take a second and be like, yo, what's up, yo?
What do I want?
Look in the mirror and you
What
point at
what
that
am I
reflection.
looking for? Yeah.
Yeah. Figure your shit out.
Yep.
2020, the year of figuring shit out. That's what I hope to do. I feel like I'm on a good track, though. I'm on the up. I mean, I'm here now. That's an up and up moment.
What, being on the podcast?
Woo! Yes. Oh, my goodness.
It's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
It's not bad. It's a good start for 2020.
I would literally just sit here and talk to myself with this setup that you have. Like, I would just be like, I would record the conversations I have with myself in my head. Maybe I don't really talk out loud. That's not my thing. Some people do talk out loud. I would just, I don't know. It'd be weird.
Throw some beats on, do your own rapping or singing.
Yes, exactly. I used to have a karaoke machine.
Yeah, that's what perfect. Yeah, you can put a karaoke up right up there and sing.
I wanted to be Britney Spears' backup singer so bad. My stage name was going to be Sparkle Rose. And then my dad said I had to stop saying that because it sounded like a stripper's name.
Pretty stripper-esque. Sparkle
Rose. So now only like my oldest friends, their parents, all call me Sparkle Rose because they all thought it was funny.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. It's pretty hilarious, honestly. But wholeheartedly, put a mic in front of me and I want to be Sparkle Rose.
What if we put a poll in front of you? You want to be Sparkle Rose too?
Nope. Last year for Valentine's Day, we did
What's Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day. It's the day before Valentine's Day where you get together with your gal pals if you're single, even if you're not single, and you celebrate being a girl and being independent and womanism and stuff.
I am woman. Hear me roar.
I am woman. So we did a pole dancing class.
Valentine's Day. Girls would have something like that.
I can't believe you haven't heard of it. It's been a thing for a while. It was more so
I
founded.
don't even know what Valentine's Day is, to be honest with you.
It's dumb. My best friend's birthday is on Valentine's Day, so it's really cool because we just go to the bar and get drunk. Like, that's my birthday present. I'm like, let's go open up the bar.
Nice.
But Galentine's Day, it's the day before Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
You get together with all your best gal pals, and you just love being single. You're supposed to be single, but it's okay if you're not single.
You should be.
You're
single.
still a gal. You should be, though.
You shouldn't be able to partake in both.
I agree, but I've had instances where we've had people that do have significant others, but they have gal pals too. So whatever, girl power. And we did a pole dancing class, and you could bring your own alcohol. So we brought a make your own Bloody Mary bar. So we had,
I like a good Bloody Mary.
Yes. So we had like all the fixings: olives, cheese, bacon, the mixer that you have for it, pepper, cracked pepper. I mean, we really went all out for it. Excuse me. So drinking. This pole dancing class, mind you, this was last year. So this was before workout me. Like, this was not in shape me.
That's a hell of a workout, a pole dancing.
Holy crap, that's exactly what I was getting at.
Oh, yeah.
I was the sweatiest thing I had ever been up until that point. I went into it thinking like, okay, I'm going to look cute. Like, I'm going to take videos, like whatever. No, I actually tried to do what the instructor was doing. Mind you, the instructor was like 37-ish years old and pregnant. And this bitch was on a pole working it harder than I've ever seen a pole worked before. And I've seen strippers in real life, like on a pole before. This lady knew what she was doing. I mean, she was an instructor. She banged for your buck, basically.
Right.
So pregnant 37-year-old woman's on this pole and she's teaching us, and I'm full out trying to do this stuff. And I'm so like sweaty. The upper body strength that it takes to be a stripper, like hats off to them. They deserve every dollar that comes their way, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's hard.
Yeah, I had a stripper on the podcast that's starting her own pole dancing.
Oh,
studio,
great workout. Oh,
and
yeah.
And she is
fit.
She's like an Olympic gymnast type.
Yeah.
I mean, the crazy shit she does on a pole, it's insane. Like, she's super in shape, and I mean, that's what she looks at it as, an athletic endeavor.
Yeah. When you look at it from that standpoint, it definitely makes it way less risque. Like, there's obviously a stigma with anything that you do, but especially if you get naked for money. Like, people automatically think you're like degrading yourself and like all these things. But if you look at it like from that standpoint, I can see that as somebody who works out, and I firsthand know how hard that is.
It's crazy. The
That's
stuff she does.
Crazy hard. Like, hats off to you, because I couldn't do it. I will not be the first to judge you for it. Like, if anything, I'm clapping for you.
A small percentage of the population can do the stuff that she does.
Oh, I bet.
Physically.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you defy gravity at some points. It's hard to do.
Yeah.
For sure.
I need to get a poll in here.
I feel like at that point.
I never thought about it,
What?
but I think
Oh my
a poll
gosh.
would actually look good in here.
What was that one podcast? It's so super famous, and I'm going to be so mad at myself for not knowing it, but he's a famous musician with long hair, and he's known for having a very risque podcast. You should know. And the fact that I don't know.
He's a musician with long hair.
He's a musician with long hair, and he has a risque podcast. Like, before podcasts were really in. Think of like some of the first people.
I mean, Howard Stern.
Howard Stern!
Well, that's not a podcast. That's radio.
Oh.
And he wasn't a rock star. He was just a radio star.
Okay, well, I thought he was a rock.
He lives like a rock star.
I thought Howard Stern was a rock star with a podcast.
No, he's just.
But that reminds me.
He doesn't like podcasts.
Oh.
He just does radio, but he's like the king of radio.
Okay.
But risque. But yeah.
Yeah, that's what I imagine it would turn into.
Oh, I can't do that. I didn't like. I thought his show was dumb. Growing up, I listened to it, and
yeah,
it was just too. It was very, very. This is gonna sound whatever, because I do kind of lowbrow humor, of course, from time to time. But his like so lowbrow, like, oh, he's got strippers in here, and he's getting naked and telling them how good or whatever their tits look. It's like,
yeah,
okay, it's a gimmick. Like, you're having naked chicks in here and talking about them doing whatever sexual stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't think that was smart, or it didn't.
You get a stripper pole, that's you. That's the trail you're heading down. Because what's going to stop you?
No, I would just have it because I would think it would look good aesthetically. I think it would look funny, a little bit cool. If I do have a stripper in here, like the one that I have, it'd be cool to see the cool shit she could do on here. But this wouldn't turn into like a debaucherous man cave, whatever, roadhouse scenario.
That's true. You do have control of the situation and who gets on your stripper
It would be
pole.
more of a design. It would just
Aesthetic.
be like, I'd be like, hey, that looks kind of
It'd be
funny.
like your neon bar sign. Like if you're Michael Scott.
That's more classy than that. Yeah. A little more classy than Michael Scott.
I love The Office so much. If there's a show that I would want to watch forever, it'd be The Office.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I've seen it so many times already. That and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh
my gosh.
Nothing makes me laugh
If
harder.
I could be on the gang.
Nothing makes me laugh harder.
I want to be a part of
a
a gang so bad.
Let's start our own gang.
Let's start it.
You
I'll
can
be
be Sweet
D.
D.
I'll be D. I would love to. I would love to be D so bad. So bad.
Yeah, there's not a show that makes me laugh harder.
Charlie Day.
On TV.
And I love the backstory too, like how Charlie and the waitress are really married. But like their characters on the show are just hilarious. Mm-hmm. They're like dynamic with each other. I live for that shit. I live for that. I love it. Love it. Seen every episode a million times. Dayman is my anthem.
Yeah.
Yes. For sure.
I love that show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's so many good shows out there. Rick and Morty, you ever?
Love Rick and Morty.
I just got into
It's
that.
a classic.
So
You have so much to watch.
I watched, I don't know how many episodes or how many seasons there are, but I've watched the 3 seasons that are available on Hulu. I've watched them all twice.
Oh, so you've been through the one.
But I just
you get it. Then.
Yeah, it's
you
great.
Get it.
It's
yeah.
so good.
You get the
it's
idea.
So good. I've watched all of them at least twice. I've watched some extra in like the past month and a half.
For an animated show,
so smart.
I liked Big Mouth.
Big Mouth's hilarious.
Big Mouth is hilarious. I will say, as the seasons have gone on, I've kind of lost interest a little bit. Like, I'm kind of like, okay, like, what now?
But those first couple seasons are hilarious.
Hilarious. Nick Kroll. Oh my God, I love him. I love a good Nick Kroll moment. But Rick and Morty, I feel like the more seasons they have brought out, like, I like it just as much. Like
Yeah, they're
I'm
so
always staying tuned for whatever Rick and Morty, whatever they're up to. I love TV. Love TV. I guess that's why I like being in front of the camera, because I love TV. Makes sense.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
We've gone all over the place.
I don't think there's a place we haven't gone.
Let's end it there.
Let's cheers to that.
Cheers to that. This is, I mean, the Instagram model, fitness, motivator, inspiration account.
Anything you need. Anything you need.
That's what you're all about.
If
That's
there's
why I had
anything
you
that
on here.
anyone can take away from this, it is that you don't have to be a somebody to be a somebody. Wink.
Okay.
I don't even know what that means.
I like it.
Yeah, you don't. I just start. Just start. Just start.
Whatever it is, just start.
Whatever it is, just start. There's a reason you want to do it. Just do it. Oh my God, that's Nike. We can't do that. We can't end on that.
You can end however you want. This is your time to shine. You say
That's
whatever you
true.
want.
That's so true.
How can people find you? What do you want people to, pimp your stuff right now? Whatever you want. This is your time.
I mean, like and subscribe to my new YouTube channel. Yeah. Yeah. It's called Aha Productions. It's pretty cool. That'll be like videos of me. But if you want to see like workouts and stuff like that, obviously Alexandra J36 Instagram account. I just winked. That's what that click was. Be healthy, live a healthy lifestyle. Yeah.
This was awesome.
That's it.
This was surreal having
Chiefs are going to the Super
you
Bowl.
on here. Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. We've
Chiefs
had
are
a good
going.
time today. I appreciate you being on the
Yeah,
show.
Thank you for having me. This was everything I thought it would be and way more.
Really?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes. I didn't really even know what to think it would be. But now that it's ending, I'm like, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That was a good ride. That was a good one. I'll fist bump to that any day of the week. This is cool.
We're out of here.
We're out.
Bye.
Bye.